Disclaimer. This topic that goes way deep in the depth I'm diving into in this video. This video is not a breakdown of Atlanta gang politics. In this video, my plan is to take an overall look at Glokk40spaz's life and legacy, commenting on what I feel could let him into getting involved in street politics, and explaining how I feel Glokk40spaz is one of the only drill-type artists who chooses to experiment with up-and-coming sounds, as well as being one of the few SoundCloud artists I believe are actually about what they talk about. Thanks! I hope you enjoy. Alexander Gabriel Kuzara, better known by his stage name, Glokk40spaz, is an underground SoundCloud drill artist who, in my opinion, bridges the gap between the drill-type crashouts, oh so common in the music industry nowadays, and the heavily experimental music side of underground SoundCloud. Glokk40spaz even going on to put on for the plug-and beat genre, as well as being one of the inciting people for the ATL Drill SoundCloud movement of 2019-2020. This is the story of the baby life demon and underground's favorite crashout, Glokk40spaz. Originally born in Decatur, Georgia, Glokk40spaz would spend most of his childhood both in Decatur itself, as well as bouncing around doing shit in the nearby city of Atlanta as a teen. While not much is known about his parents or his family life, the thing we do know is that Glokk40 looked up to an older man on his block named Sumo, who happens to be a street guy from his area, as well as the fact that early on in Glokk40's life, he would be put onto the Four Corners Hustler crew until the age of 17, where he would become a Goodfellas mob member while in jail. This might sound like hood hopping to y'all white motherfuckers, but Goodfellas and mob members also have Four Corner Hustler, Blood members, Crip members. It's literally everybody, bro. It's like, you can still be a Four Corner Hustler and a mob member. Given his gang ties, and the fact he lists other gang-affiliated persons as his father figure, it's safe to say Glokk40spaz didn't grow up in the safest, nor in the calmest of environments. This shows in both his attitude, in music, and out. Spaz would spend his youth going in and out of youth detention centers. As he was underage, we don't know how or why he was continuously in and out of juvie. But going off of his newer record, I'm guessing it has to do with armed robbery, drug possession, and gun possession. That's just a theory. A game theory. I'm just kidding. The first song Glokk40spaz would ever release would drop on January 18th, 2019. It would be called Cap or Die. Even though he clearly sounds younger in this track, like his balls hadn't dropped, bro has been spazzing on beats since the start. He relatively has the same style he has to this day. It's just a little bit more unrefined, and it's genuinely pretty pleasant listen if you go listen to it. Way better than others' first songs, like way better. Even in this first track, he mentions robbing people, so one would think that's probably why he was in and out of juvie. That's just a guess though. That same month, on January 28th, 2019, Glokk40 would drop his first ever feature with his childhood friend and fellow Four Corners Hustler member, Baby Solid. Before I speak on Baby Solid, let me first just say, free Lil EBG, his younger brother. He did not deserve the time he had got, but I'll get into that a little bit more later on in the video. Bro's situation is sad as fuck. This song, in my opinion, is not as solid as Glock's first track. Excuse my pun. Nevertheless, the track still serves as a great example of the latent talent in both Glokk40spaz and Baby Solid, as their passion for music shines through hard as fuck. My personal favorite songs Glokk40spaz would end up dropping in this era of music would be the July 8th, 2019 plug track, Demons. If y'all ain't know, back before YouTube, I happened to be a SoundCloud artist. Cringe, I know. When I was a SoundCloud artist, I fell into a little trap subgenre called plug, and since then, I've kinda gained a soft spot for that genre. This track, Demons, is the first track where Glokk40spaz would dip his toe into the scene, and arguably, he'd become the best artist in both plug and beat, and just underground SoundCloud in general, because he's able to get on any beat and make that shit a hit. And I mean any. The first music video Glokk40spaz would go on to drop would be the July 9th, 2020 video for his song Home Alone. There is something very endearing about Glock's early music videos, as I'd liken it to drill music videos, but the quality of the camera, mixed with George's nature, makes the videos have a really home video type feel. I can't explain what I mean because I ain't no writer, but something about the quality of the videos makes his videos feel better to watch. It's almost like his passion bleeds through the screen. This track would be done in Glokk40spaz's signature non-stop delivery, as well as featuring his friends toting guns, flexing drugs, and money. You know, regular hood hijinks. That same year, on December 7th, 2020, Glokk40spaz would go on to release the music video that would serve to put both me and the rest of the underground onto Glokk40spaz. That video, of course, being Round Here. I swear, this one song started the new ATL wave single-handedly, as after it dropped, hella motherfuckers started to pop up, like Lil Tony, Lil Birdie, Cephalon Say, all them motherfuckers, Anti-the-Menace. This song is currently sitting at a strong 2.1 million views, and that's just on YouTube. A few months later, on February 2nd, 2021, Glokk40spaz would go on to drop High Table on his collective's YouTube account, EBG Records. EBG Records, of course, being a label made up of Glokk40spaz, Glock's childhood friend, Baby Solid's younger brother, Lil EBG, and others like Vert and some others. Now I feel it's a good time to get into the story of Lil EBG. The story behind his arrest is some of the most tragic shit I've ever heard in drill. Lil EBG and Baby Solid's house would end up getting kick-doored and ran in by a robber. Lil EBG would get up and go to pick up a ghost gun he had stashed in the house, and in the process of shooting at the robber, he'd accidentally hit his big sister, who in the heat of the firefight ran out into the line of fire. Originally, Georgia PD was trying to sentence Lil EBG to straight murder because of his use of an unregistered gun causing the death of an individual. Though, thankfully, that would end up being dropped, probably down to manslaughter. We can't see because he's still a minor. Not only did Lil EBG lose his sister, he would be sent directly to jail with no real way to process the accident he had just made. I genuinely feel terrible for dude. Thankfully, now that the charges have been lessened, it's said that Lil EBG is set to be released in around 6 months' time if Reddit is anything to go off of. I say all this to say, Lil EBG was in a lot of Glokk40spaz's early music videos. As an example of that, Young Pablo, where the boy was rapping every single lyric Glokk40spaz had wrote like it was his own track. That track getting a nice 1.7 million by itself. Baby Solid, EBG's older brother, was also in damn near every single video, from Beneficial to Everybody, all the way down to his 2022 track, Swamp. Glokk40spaz seemingly is always around his day ones, and that's something that I can genuinely respect. Something that I feel I should bring up, given that other people bring it up in their videos on Glokk40, is his beef, with Opium Records. See, I'm not really interested in Opium Records because I don't like cosplayers, you know what I mean? I prefer drill artists and fucking, you know, people who die, I guess. But apparently there's some beef there because they wanted to sign Glokk40 and he didn't want to do it, and he signed to Columbia instead of, I don't fucking know, I don't care. Moving past the high school SoundCloud drama, on December 28th, 2021, Glokk40spaz would take the underground by storm with the release of the track Free Sumo. Sumo, as I mentioned before, being the role model Glokk40spaz points towards as the inspiration. And like his inspiration, Glock would end up following him right to jail. Right before that time, however, we'd enter into the golden age of Glokk40spaz's music, especially pre-jail, with songs like Be Right There, I Choose Violence, and Bad Men getting 3.8 million, 6.3 million, and 4.5 million respectively. I Choose Violence being arguably the best plug-and-B song ever to be made. If you're trying to see what that genre sounds like, go for that. On me, every time. All this success would have to be put on ice, however, as on July 2nd, 2021, Glokk40spaz and 4 friends would carjack someone at gunpoint, stealing both the car and all the items inside. Later, they would catch up to 3 of the 5 suspects, one of the ones getting caught being the 17-year-old Glokk40spaz. Following this charge, Glock would be sat down for 2 years to think about what he had done. Him going to jail at damn near the height of his buzz was almost a surefire way to kill any excitement he had towards his music, as he thought his fans' interest would stall the longer he was in jail. To kind of help stall this inevitable fall-off, Glock would have his label, Columbia Records, as well as his friends continue to post music and unreleased music in order to keep his name alive until he'd be able to be free. The album Took the Biggest Risk would drop around this time, that album being pretty good. If we go to take a gander at Glock's uploads, it's almost as if he never even went to jail. This motherfucker's work ethic was crazy when he was out. He genuinely had the same amount of music videos drop in jail as out, with tracks like Fuck Some and What You Sayin' both getting a solid 800,000 views. Given bro ain't even out during these music videos drops, those are some good ass numbers. After getting out from his 2-year nap, on September 12th, 2024, Glokk40spaz would go on to drop the first song since his incarceration. That track being GLE to Hellcats. While there is a noticeable dip in views post-release, all of his songs still get a solid 400,000 to 100,000 views a music video. But better than that, in my opinion, is Glokk40's new track's production quality has went up in a big way, as well as the camera editing and just camera he uses for his music videos. His newest video, Zodiac, being one of my favorite tracks he's dropped so far in general. Now that Glokk40spaz is free, I'm hoping that his days of robbing are behind him and he can keep on experimenting and making great music along with this whole collective. It genuinely feels like Glokk is one of them once-in-a-scene type talents, and I fully believe he deserves to be looked at as the next up out of Georgia. With all that out the way, it's still free little EBG, bro. He ain't deserved to get the time he got, bro. Free him right the fuck now. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment who y'all trying to see next, and subscribe with the bell to be notified of all my future uploads. If I got anything wrong in this video, or I missed anything, do be sure to put it in the comments and I'll add it to the description, or I'll put it in my next video. Next video will most likely be on Mopi or CEO Gucci. Unless one of you fine fellows or madams have another artist y'all want, then I'll probably push that up. With all that out the way, peace out, chill out.
Fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
They're doing their part.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.